Hi there, Graham Smith from ALEC discussing what you need to do next for your literacy and numeracy professional development. This presentation relates to the Task 6 assessment for the NCALNE Vocational. You may wish to refer to your study guide or assessment guide for further information. Once again, just a quick heads up so you can see where you are up to in the training. This graphic shows how the course tracks through the 7 basic areas required by the unit standards and qualification. You need to complete the Task 6 assessment, which relates to assessing learner progress in literacy and numeracy. You can see assessing progress in the green box on the right of the screen in the 3 o'clock position. This task relates strongly to the knowing what to do phase that you can see in the triangle in the middle. Okay, you have to assess the literacy and numeracy progress of your learners in relation to the embedded project that you have been working on. Right, what's next? There are a couple of things you need to know in order to complete Task 6. You need to know how to assess learner literacy and numeracy progress in relation to your training objectives, individual learner goals, and identified literacy and numeracy skill levels. You also need to know how to involve your learners in the process. Chances are you probably do this kind of thing already. In terms of what you actually need to do, you have to assess the progress of at least 2 learners from your training. Ideally, these are the same learners that you have been tracking through from the diagnostic assessment. It could involve your whole group, of course, but the minimum is 2. You may want to repeat what you did for the diagnostic assessment or use an equivalent version of these tools. You must use at least 2 different assessment tools. So, once again, have a go. We would recommend that you consider recycling the pre-tests that you developed or adapted earlier when you did your diagnostic testing. Think of ways in which you can really involve your learners in the process. Using learner self-assessment in something like a rating scale to look at their confidence in doing a task is one suggestion. There's more on this in your study guide. As always, we've got a handy template for you to use to summarize your data and findings. We're not after anything too fancy here though, just what you think it all means. Refer to your assessment guide for the checklist with everything you need to do in more detail and a copy of the template for Task 6. We need to see copies of the raw data, if possible, as well. This might include copies of your learners' test papers, your notes on the assessment process, or other evidence that describes how you went about assessing your learners' progress. One kind of evidence you should consider as well is mapping your learners against the learning progressions. You might have done this earlier with the diagnostic work, and this would be a great time to do it again. We just want to make sure that you know how to assess the literacy and numeracy progress that your learners are making. That's all really. Check your assessment guide for more details on Task 6, including the usual checklist. Thanks a lot. Bye.